Hey lovelies! Okay, so we're just a few minutes away from the Diane Sawyer and Bruce Jenner interview, and I thought I would get here right now before I start watching and then come back afterwards with my opinion of what happened. I think that this is hopefully going to be a very cathartic interview for Bruce. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure whether or not he's going to transition or not. I really don't think it's any of anyone's business whether he decides to transition or not. CP24 has been covering this all day on Church Street, talking about the whole hoopla of, what do you think is going to happen? Maybe he's going to come out as trans. I think that this sort of perpetuates the stereotype that being trans is different, being trans is out of the norm. I mean, we don't do stories like this on women that are going to be straight. We don't do stories like this on, women that are having babies that are black. We don't go, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, live from the delivery room, this woman is having a black child. We don't do that. So what's the big deal with Bruce Jenner transitioning? Well, he is I want to say former Olympian, but he's not. He's actually an Olympic gold medalist. So, that's a really big deal for someone of his stature to decide to transition. Although it's not uncommon for someone to transition later on in life, because oftentimes most trans people that transition later on in life, they feel the need to sort of be in the bubble of what society has told them is the norm. They feel the need to live up to their expectations of their parents and their parents' parents, i.e. being a straight man who has children, and being gay is completely out of the question. Being trans is completely out of the question. There's another thing that's sort of going on right now with the idea that Bruce Jenner may in fact come out as liking men and transitioning. Well, it wouldn't be uncommon for someone to transition to being a woman to be interested in men. However, it's also not uncommon for someone to transition into being a woman who is also into women. And that in and of itself can be something even more difficult for the person transitioning. And I think that we as a society have not made this easy on Bruce Jenner. But it's not our job to make it easier on anyone. It's not our jobs to make it easy on anyone for anyone's lives. But it is our job to be a little bit more understanding of what that person is going through. When I came out as trans, it was a very different time. People were very scared of it. It didn't, make a lot of sense. Now, with all the Barbara Walters specials and now a Diane Sawyer special, it seems that people are truly interested in wanting to educate themselves. I'm going to sign off right now, but I will be back following the presentation with Diane Sawyer and Bruce Jenner. I'll catch you in the next half. Bye, folks. Hey lovelies! Okay, so here we are. I've just finished watching the Bruce Jenner and Diane Sawyer interview, and oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I teared up. I had to have tissue beside me. I think it's such a brave thing when someone decides to come out and live to be their true selves. The idea that someone as famous and larger than life as Bruce Jenner, an Olympic gold medalist, would have the courage to come out and do something like this is far beyond anything I imagined in my very small, tiny little world of Cornwall, Ontario when I was growing up. I never imagined that one day there would be someone on TV that would be a reflection of who I had imagined I would have been. So many GLBTIQQ youth grow up not seeing themselves represented positively on TV. So many trans women see themselves represented as drug addicts or hookers in TV shows. It's hard to imagine that someone would come out so bravely on a show like 2020 with Diane Sawyer. I have to honestly give the most incredible props to Diane Sawyer. I think that her interview was both heartfelt and intelligent. I thought the questions that she asked, the questions that they aired that she asked, I thought they were well thought out. I thought they were respectful, and I thought they were incredibly trans positive. I did have issue with the fact that Bruce was okay with being referred to as he during the interview, but I understood the reason for it. I got it. Sometimes when people are transitioning, especially at such a late age as 65 years old, there comes a time when you have to let go of your ego and decide that I will always be this to certain people. I remember once I read an interview with Candace Kane that said, and I quote, "No matter how much plastic surgery I have, I will always be my mother's little boy." And to Bruce Jenner, I can obviously imagine that the same thing is playing in his head. No matter how much plastic surgery I have, whether I decide to do SRS or not do SRS, I will always be my children's father. And in that point, he's okay with being he to certain people. There will come a time, I imagine, in his life where he decides that he and she aren't interchangeable, but at this moment in his life, he's okay with that, and for that I commend him. It's a very hard thing when becoming she from he. It's especially harder when you've had a family. It was really amazing and heartfelt to see his mother come on and say that she's never been more proud of him. I remember the last days with my mom, and I remember her telling me how sorry she was that she wasn't a better mother, and I remember laughing in her face because I thought that she was a great mom. We all have our own trials and tribulation when it comes to growing up, whether we're gay, straight, bi, or transgender. We all go through our own little quarrels in lives. And the thing is that as you get older, you start to realize that some of those things were done on purpose. Some of them were done to shape us into the people that we are. And hopefully all of the things that Bruce Jenner's gone through have taught him to become the woman that he soon will be, or is now. I am genuinely looking forward to seeing what comes ahead from Bruce Jenner. I can't wait to see the name that she/he has chosen. And I think that it's an incredible movement for trans people. I think that so oftentimes trans have been overlooked. It's been a mental issue as opposed to a gender issue. And I think that the more and more we discuss this, the more and more we have open conversations and open dialogues with our children and our family with regards to being trans, I think the less and less stigma will become involved with these issues. I thank sincerely and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, every single one of you for tuning in and watching all of my videos. It means the world to me. I can't articulate in words really how much it means to me. I am so grateful in my life right now to have the support of my family and my incredible boyfriend who's sitting off camera right now because I pushed him into the corner and said he wasn't allowed on unless he put real clothes on. He's in his shorts, he just got off work. But I'm incredibly, in awe of the fact that I have so much love and support in my life. And I think that my only hope and my only dream is that one day that the conversation of being trans or not trans will become a moot point. I think that that's my dream. My dream is that one day this won't have to be a conversation that takes place, i.e. gender, etc. Like I said, I thank you all for tuning in. And as always, please don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Bye.